Mayong buntag and a wonderful morning for everyone. It's post Kadayawan and we're still enjoying and shall we say jubilant over the just finished Kadayawan festival proper, but we still have the vibes and the spirit. We would like to congratulate everyone for the great performances of our Davaoeños and also the 11 tribes of Davao City. And we're very pleased to have our, once again, kinakusgan nga media na adire, and of course, our very wonderful guests to bring us more interesting topics for Mindanao and Davao City and the whole Philippines. And before we proceed, here's Iris.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to introduce our media friends present here today. We have Sir Carlo Pablico Delier. Welcome back to Wednesdays from Kadangpan Digital. We have Sir Bing Gonzalez from Mindanao Times. We have Sir Gio Tanod of Mindanao Times. Sir Eman Alba of Pop Davao PH, and our other media are monitoring online and are, I think, still on their way here and also monitoring other events within Davao City. Of course, with us is our facilitator, Ms. Marilyn Roque. We also have our Minda Media and Public Relations team. And then, of course, our partners, Ayala Malls, Abriza, and Habi at Cape. Thank you.
And yes, we will miss Mr. Harold Gibete, who was the event organizer of the Kadayawan Festival, because I was looking at some blogs and they were raving about the performances in Davao City.
Yes, he is supposed to be one of our guests, but he's called to the city for a urgent meeting. So I think we'll be having him in our other episodes.
Okay, so we'll not be delaying because I know there are many topics to be discussed, and we have guests who will be leaving for other events. So I'd like to introduce our guests this morning. We have Dr. Mirasol Chu, the president of the Davao City Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, and of course, Mr. John Carlo Tria, program committee chair of the Davao City Chamber of Commerce and Industry Inc., who will talk about the ASEAN Innovation Summit 2026 on 28th Davao Agri-Trade Expo 2026. We also have Miss Ivana Jane Juan, the gold medalist and junior grand champion of the 28th World Championship of Performing Arts, and Mr. Enrique Mendoza, CEO, PACC Entertainment Production, to talk about the 28th World Championship of Performing Arts, WACOPA, in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we'd like to ask for their opening statements. A brief opening statement, please, from Dr. Mirasol Chu.
Thank you po. Good morning, mabuhay Madayaw. So thank you for this opportunity to highlight our two major events in in the Davao City Chamber of Commerce. So we will be organizing a back-to-back Davao Agri-Trade or DATE 2026 and our first ASEAN Innovation Summit 2026. So we will be creating a one integrated platform that brings together our agriculture, our innovation, investment, technology, entrepreneurship, and regional business cooperation. So Davao City Chamber is bringing them together to create stronger connections between our Mindanao's key economic sectors and emerging ASEAN opportunities. So we will be expecting to have this back-to-back event for both Davao Agri-Trade Expo and ASEAN Innovation Summit. Around 300 to 500 business leaders, government representatives, industry experts, entrepreneurs, investors, farmers, cooperatives, innovators, and regional stakeholders.
Thank you very much. And now we'd like to hear from Mr. John Tria. Okay. Next, we'd like to hear from Ms. Ivana Jane Juan, a brief opening statement.
Hello and mabuhay og madayaw Davao, and thank you for bringing me here for this opportunity. And I would like to thank everyone right here right now for inviting me.
And Mr. Eric Mendoza, please.
Good morning. Hello. Madayaw Davao po. So thank you very much for giving us the honor to actually talk about our company, Philippine Artist Center, and of course our pride, of course, Ivana, for because Ivana just brought us some honor, not only for the Philippines but of course for Davao. So we'll be excited to share you her story and her journey and how PAC will be able to help others who will be aspiring to also take this path of entertainment and stuff, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eric Mendoza. And now the first question comes from Carlo Dolier.
Is this thing on? All right, sige. First and foremost, I have to greet mandatorily to the viewers, mabuhay og madayaw, and especially to you guests. Okay, I'll go on first with Doc Chu for this very intricate question with regards to the economic sector of Davao, to be specific. And I know a lot of challenges has been faced, including the oil crisis, the energy crisis, with some uncertainties, but how can they assure that the economic level of Davao City will be sufficed despite the challenges that has been made? And my second question is, what is really significant about this 28th Davao Agri-Trade Expo, and also for the exhibitors as well?
I'd like to answer on the second question because this is the reason why we are also here. So I'd like to emphasize that the objective of this two major events, back-to-back events, that would be on September 17 to 19 is really we just don't hold a conference. No, we want to create a venue, a platform where participants can exchange ideas, build partnership, explore markets, discover technologies, and identify investment opportunities. So this is really our main objective of having these two back-to-back events for the Davao Agri-Trade Expo, or what we call DATE, and the first ASEAN Innovation Summit that will be held in September 17 to 19. To your first question about the economic of Davao, actually, we just had a survey, made from the membership, and based on the survey that we did, on how the respective companies are doing as of that last 2 months ago survey that we did, it seems that the companies are really striving also, despite of the economic challenges. However, as the chamber, as representing the business sector, we're really trying to collaborate with our LGU, creating more activities or events here in Davao to be able to really invite investments, invite people to have an economic activity in the region.
All right. To Sir Tria, I would like to ask the same first question with regards to this. And also, I'd like to connect also with the, of course, visitors from ASEAN, I believe, the significance right now, despite of the challenges again, just like the crisis, but how can they assure, of course, with our fellow ASEAN friends that they would be participating in such?
Okay, to add to what Dr. Chu, President Chu mentioned earlier, it is the role of business to keep growing. Under any economic situation, dapat padayon ang growth because it's the economy that grows that creates jobs and income for the people. Now, that's the reason why the chamber invests in events that will create the venue for the investments to happen and the economy to grow. Now, to answer your question, this year, the Philippines hosts the ASEAN Summit, no? And I think it is important to understand that the role of ASEAN is going to be more profound when you look at geopolitical developments, no? You see conflict in important areas which impact the global economy. You have the Ukraine, Iran, no? And both of them are the reasons nga nung mahal ang fuel, no? Which is the lifeblood of our economy. So, innovations that we will be discussing in the upcoming event will help us better cope with all of these changes and create the situation for greater cooperation within ASEAN. In this situation, I think, kinanglan magtinabangay gyud ang mga businesses within ASEAN. Kaya nga no, we are all close to each other. And so the cost of doing business should be lower. The cost of trade is lower because we are nearer. So the cost of transport, plus practically no more tariffs within ASEAN, which means we can sell products in other ASEAN countries at a lower rate. So that will strengthen the ASEAN economy. So that is the modest contribution of the chamber in furthering those objectives.
Okay. I will go on to Miss Ivana. Although I have already asked this question before because I already moderated this mini press con before last week. But then again, I'd like to give, of course, for the media friends who would be asking, might ask, with the experience that you had during your competition in Las Vegas, and of course, the reception of those who had supported you.
So my experience there in Las Vegas for my competition, World Championship of Performing Arts, or we call it WCOPA, it was really fun and intense at the same time, because what happened there, it has a lot of pressure, and what I could just really say about it is that for someone like me who really wants to be busy with her life, it's really fun even when people say na it's ay busy ito or pressuring to. It's really fun for me because I know that it's a once in a lifetime experience, and with what it gave me, the benefits of it right now that I won, it's I really thank WCOPA for it, especially for Tito Jerry and Tita Ani, and for the national director of WCOPA, and especially to my fellow officers. I thank them a lot.
Okay, I'll give my last question to Sir Eric, not Enrique, Eric Mendoza. Sorry for the mistake, but can I have that reaction of yours upon winning your talent? I believe in the championships is because maybe it is challenging, but it is worth it because you took pride of it. But what's the feeling that your talent that had won in the championships outside of the country?
Okay, well, first and foremost, thank you very much for that question. No, well, Iban had been trainee under Philippine Artists Center Entertainment Production since 2024. She was just 14, am I correct? 13 years old. So she came a long way, no? Very from modeling and then personality development, and then sa PAC kasi we believe in a holistic kind of, training. So yung pinagdaanan niya, yung hirap, nakita ko. So when I found out that WCOPA will be having another face-to-face competition na, because before, the last time my talents competed there was during the pandemic. It was all just video submission. Now this last year, 2024, we tried. I encouraged my talents to audition, and luckily Ivana got in. Unfortunately, nagkaroon ng problem sa US that time. Hindi sila natuloy. But luckily this year, tuloy na tuloy ang WCOPA. So we've been really praying, supporting her. She took extra classes from different coaches as well to hone her skills. So nung nanalo na siya, sobrang excited kami, sobrang kasi it's just not about being being a PAC talent, but it's about bringing pride to the Philippines, and not just the Philippines, Davao, kasi siya lang ang mag-isang representative coming from Davao. Yun lang po.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And the next question will come from Gio.
Hello, good morning. A question to the Davao City Chamber of Commerce po. Ma'am, what will be the focus for this year's ASEAN Innovation Summit po?
Okay, as mentioned, no, the focus of this ASEAN Innovation Summit is really for innovation. So that is why we call it an innovation summit, and we will be bringing our Asian countries, our partners here, no, so that they can also show no the innovation that they have and share to the region. So yeah, and for the businesses also, no, it means also discovering new markets, technologies, partners, and investment opportunities. And for our partners, for our farmers and cooperatives, it means also gaining mga actual knowledge, no, while connecting to potential buyers, no, from and the technology that during that time, no, will be exhibiting.
Yes, thank you. To to answer your question, no, the topics cover different areas where a lot of the innovations can help drive growth, no? Like for example, the circular economy, which is going to be a big source of jobs, no? You have innovations in urbanization and real estate. You will notice that there have been changes in Davao. So we would, in our transport system, you will notice marami ng electric vehicles, no, as public transport. We will also be having discussions on medical tourism and branding, including AI, building an AI-ready workforce. So a lot of these are, if you notice, things for the new economy. It is important that we are able to engage the new economy as it is unfolding. That is, again, our contribution to keep the growth high. Because you cannot be doing the old things to achieve new growth. You have to do new things to engage the new economy and build new growth. Thank you.
Okay. Sir, how important is AI sa agriculture, MSMEs, and trade po?
Okay, actually over the last 3 events, no, we've already been including AI in our events, no. Definitely, AI is able to help local businesses understand their markets better. So, for example, to give you a concrete example, you now have many trading companies able to send their products outside of Davao. I think AI has helped many of them get customers from outside of Davao. So diha pa lang dako na ang contribution, because even if there's a slowdown in the local economy, you're still able to capture opportunities outside the economy. And I think that in itself impacts a lot of local sellers, a lot of service providers. It's the reason why you will notice Davao businesses are also expanding outside. Thank you.
Okay. Why was Davao City chosen to be yung mag-host sa ASEAN Innovation Summit? Bakit si Davao City yung mag-host in the country good sa Philippines?
Actually, this is an event of the chamber.
Okay.
Oo, chamber event siya.
Okay. And last question naman, sir, dito naman sa Davao Agri-Trade Expo, what will be the expo offering for this year po?
The Trade Expo itself offers the usual. First of all, it's a trade the main offer really is the trade fair. So we will have exhibitors also offering a lot of new technologies, products, and services that will help our agribusiness sector continue its growth. No, But there will also be free technical seminars for those who are interested. By the way, the event is free and open to the public as always. So you will have topics. Some of the topics will include a banana situationer. You will have discussions on coconut R&D, because bananas and coconuts are our major export crops, no, of Mindanao and the Davao region. We will be talking also about coffee, which is an emerging export winner, cacao, and I think I would like to issue my appreciation for Ma'am Charita Puentespina, who passed away recently. And I guess on behalf of many in the business community, the trails that she blazed created the Agri-Trade Expos we are holding today. Because of what she did, because of her foresight and her vision, I think we have a cacao industry. So that's one of the topics, no? Then there will also be free discussions on many other trends, and I think this will help even the livestock sector, no, dairy, Asian swine flu, everything that your local farm sector needs to level up on their competitors and build a strong and resilient agribusiness sector.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gio. And I would like to add also, I think we give Tita Charita the credit of having Davao named as the chocolate capital of the Philippines. So we really are also giving our condolences, sending our condolences to the family. And we will always remember her as one of the pillars of the business sector, because not only cacao, but the rest of the businesses in agriculture, like the propagation of the waling-waling, the Banda Sanderiana, and a lot of projects that has kept Davao in the map, winning a lot of awards in the world, no, not only in the Philippines but all over the world. So yes, and also we would like to greet advance happy birthday to one of our friends here, si Eman, who will be celebrating his birthday August 22. Happy birthday, Eman. And he is asking the next question.
Yeah, thank you. My question goes to Ivana for her winning. I just would like to know about W Copa. What is that all about? Maybe how many participants joined that competition? Then when was that happen?
So W Copa is the World Championship of Performing Arts, which it occurred in Las Vegas, Nevada, when it was July 12 to July 21. And then it is a talent Olympic, and it's the only talent Olympic in the world. And that is where you can show your talents, because it's not only particular in anything. It has dancing, acting, variety of arts, singing, and modeling. And I think that is where people can really bring out their hidden talents, and that is where they will be noticed because of it.
Yeah. What's the specific? Yes, sir. Also, you can say. But what's the specific category that you have joined or you won?
I joined in modeling and also in variety of acts, which I did acrobatics, an acrobatic sport, aerial hoops.
Mhm. And how many countries joined the competition? If you can.
Okay, originally there are about it's normally participated by about 70 to 50, basically 70 countries worldwide. However, this year parang 50 lang sila ang nag-participate. Now, for every country, we sent out delegates. Then the delegates are coming from different parts of the country natin. So, meron tayong from Cebu, from Tagum, then Ivana. Do we have Jensen ba? Yeah, we also have people coming from Jensen, parts in Luzon and everything. So, for the Philippine delegation, I think they are about 50. How many are you guys for the Philippines?
Kasi nabawasan sila because of the issues.
80.
Mhm.
80 na lang yung 80 delegates coming from the Philippines ang
Yeah.
sumali. So there. So yun, no, cuz it's sa mga categories kasi there are solo performances, there are group performances. So there are one group dance competition, there are different categories as well sa dance, like they have classical, they have hip hop and so on, modeling, we have both male and female, and then yun nga yung sinalihan niya, variety. So marami po. So it's a
Yeah.
good opportunity to like really showcase talents, not only from here but also all around the world po.
Yeah. Last question, sir, is how they can join, or maybe your company tell us about PACC or something.
Okay, Philippine Artists Center and Entertainment Production is actually a Manila-based company. We are based in Quezon City. So what we are a one-stop shop for multimedia and training development. So what we do is we train aspiring talents through workshops, basic acting, advanced acting for television and film, modeling, that's ramp modeling and pageantry. We also have voice, singing, dance. Now here in Davao, we have a satellite office. So technically, we're just renting a studio here, and we offer modeling and acting workshops simply because we acknowledge the skills and the talents of the Davaoenos, and maybe it's really about time that the Davaoenos will be supported by the LGU and na we push them to the national level, no? Like lately madami nang nagiging sikat na artista coming from our city, no? Now, PAC helps our talent, our trainees. We encourage them to participate in competitions like this. So we tend to have intel coming from our friends from Manila and also friends from W Copa, that once they will have auditions, ganyan, we already line up and prepare our talents. Kasi once they join us as a trainee, PAC prepares their portfolios, their VTRs, and everything. Kasi we offer value-added services, which is fast-track auditions. So meaning to say, even if a certain national company na magpapa-audition for a reality show or whatever, they will contact us. So we send their profiles ahead of time so they can be screened ahead of time. Tapos ang mangyayari niyan is that, I want this person to be seen in person. So papupuntahin na namin sila, no? So in that case, somehow may edge yung mga trainees ng PAC to know kung paano gagawin nila, how to carry themselves during the auditions. So this case, W Copa, we have some friends. I have previous talents, alumni from PAC who have given honor then before sa country natin, because one of them is Moy Santillan, her name is Mohaira Sanama, but since nag-showbiz na siya, Moy Santillan ang kanyang name, and she is a former talent coming from PAC as well, and nag-W Copa din siya. For 3 years, nananalo sila doon. And that's why this year, I have Ivana naman now, so the legacy is going to continue, hopefully. So
Yeah,
yun
thank
po.
you, sir, and congratulations, Ivana.
Thank you, Eman. I'm just curious about your repertoire because performing arts has many aspects. Like you have gymnastics also.
Yes, yes po. Meron din.
And what else? What else are in the repertoire?
For the W Copa po, for the performing arts po, like Ivana mentioned, they have this particular category which is variety showcase. There po, any performing arts can be done. Like for example, what she did was an aerial hoop dance. It can be, some can perform like magic tricks or whatnot. Some can actually do like interpretative dance and whatnot. But basically, for the W Copa, they have singing, they have dancing, they have modeling, they have acting, and then the variety show. So yun po. Sa variety, any performing arts that you can actually showcase. They even have talents who's doing the Chinese yo-yo and stuff. So more of like something that you see in the talent competition, reality competition kind of thing.
So was the basic training also done here in Davao?
Yes po. But my training came from my coach that she lives in Manila. Her name is Bernadette Carpio. She's the one who did my piece for my talent. And with this, she came here to Davao for about 3 days and she trained me. And then after that, and my training so on and went on, I trained there in Evolve here in Davao City.
Okay. We have an online question coming up.
Good morning. This is an online question coming from our online viewers, and this question goes to Dr. Mirasol. The first is for the program committee. What was the specific innovations, industries, or emerging sectors will be highlighted at the summit, and what makes Davao an ideal venue for this regional event?
I'd like to give it to Past President John for the program.
Actually, one of the major is renewable energy. No, I think with the current issues regarding energy, this becomes the most relevant topic. And we would really like to explore different innovations in generating and delivering renewable energy, since renewable energy is locally made energy. So that's one, no? Another is focusing on efficiency and e-mobility, because again, this will help lower our demand for energy and will enable energy to be better utilized within Davao. So, yan ang isa sa mga key focus areas. Then you also have AI technology. You will have speakers who will talk about how to make local sellers ASEAN micro multinational. So, earlier I mentioned the fact that many Davao businesses are now selling their products outside. Even though they are not officially exporters, AI created that opportunity for them. So we would like to explore how to expand that opportunity for other, particularly MSMEs within Davao.
Right now, for the second question, given the challenges facing the agriculture sector, what concrete opportunities or solutions do you hope participants and exhibitors will take away from this year's expo?
Okay, definitely in the last month, you have already seen how climate is affecting production, no? Sa Manila, sigig ulan, kunya init kayo sa Mindanao. In fact, in northern Mindanao, yesterday and the other day, classes were suspended due to extreme heat, which is ironic because in Manila, classes are suspended due to extreme rain. So the very intense variability of climate requires our agribusiness sector to really plan ahead for this kind of challenge, no? Because we would like to see and help our agribusiness sector continue to grow despite this challenge. So that is one of the major, I think, advocacies that we would like to focus on in this year's Davao Agri-Trade Expo. Of course, among others, no? Because every commodity has its own challenges, as mentioned earlier, banana, livestock, coconut. And there are also opportunities to further expand, again, while addressing these challenges. I hope it answers your question.
All right, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. We will call on April.
Hi
Okay,
po,
Debbie.
Doc Marisol. This is a question from our online viewers. Sabi po dito, as the Philippines explore greater use of AI in agriculture, what specific AI applications do you believe are realistic for Mindanao farmers today? And what needs to be done po in terms of training and access?
Okay, well, if you're asking for my opinion, no, one of the major issues, and I think you've seen it last week, no, may mga products that remained unsold. I think there's an area in Luzon that you have dramatic pictures of produce that is left unsold. AI can be a big help in identifying buyers. I think the local farmer, even using his smartphone, will be able to find, and AI can help find the kind of buyers that are non-traditional. And I think that is the challenge and the opportunity it provides. Because if the demand is continuous, the farmer will continue to grow basta may demand. Ang maghamper lang talaga sa kanya is kung wala masyadong demand, then he will hold back on growing, no? So I think that is one of the major technological contributions. So we would like to see how that can be promoted responsibly and safely. Thank you.
Yeah, and in addition to that, that is why we are bringing this AI technology during the summit, no, so that they will be able to help our farmers, and also we really need also to, because this is a challenge, no, for our farmers to train them, to introduce to them the AI. So it is, as in the business sector, it is also our responsibility, no, to really link this them to this training of AI.
Thank
So
you po.
that's why we would like to invite the public. I know there are many in Davao, more than any other region in the country. I'll be honest, no. Maraming citizens natin are engaged in agriculture in one form or another. Some of us are small growers. Some of us supply services and products to farms. A big part of our economy is connected to the agri-business sector. So there will be exhibitors who will showcase the technology products that can help farmers tap into AI. Now, maybe after the summit and after the Agri-Trade Expo, we will see how we can broaden the usage of such products so that our farm sector and our agribusiness sector can continue to grow. Again, despite the challenges.
Sa ngayon po, sir, ang scale, in your perspective and sa experience niyo po ba, gano'n na po kalaki yung scale of our farmers here that are integrating AI in their work?
Wala akong figure pero I would imagine it's not the if not the farmer himself, yung anak ng farmer. Yun yung connected to technology. And again, I would like to share, even in our previous experience, no, we've had, in previous Agri-Trade Expos, we've received direct interest and inquiries from BPO workers. What they would share with us is, our parents have a small piece of land and we would like to know how to enrich this. Because we know, and that's what they told us, no, na sayang yung opportunity because yan ang advantage ng BPO worker dito versus the BPO workers, for example, in Cebu and Metro Manila. A good number of our BPO workers here still have property that can be farmed. So I think they would like to explore the opportunity and see the technology that can help their farm further.
Okay. Thank you po, Sir and Doc Mirasols. For Sir Eric and Miss Ivana, any one of you can answer naman po. Were there any challenges that you faced during the competition? And what do you think are the common challenges? And yung support din that the government can better extend to our talents po to be in the global stage?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Maraming challenges, no? Since W Copa kasi is kami mismo yung gagastos. Yung delegate talaga yung gagastos. And it's not just something na you can come out with your monthly salary kind of thing. Because especially for Ibana, she's a minor, so kailangan may kasama siyang parent, guardian, so doble ang gastos. Now, first challenges is that, of course, very limited yung training facilities natin. For you to have an edge talaga, you really need to invest. The talent has to invest in her training. Sarili nilang sarili nilang gastos yan. Ivana has to enroll sa PAC for her to master her ramp modeling skills. She has to enroll to a different academy to learn her aerial acrobats thing. And then she has to also hire a personal trainer for a specified type of pasarela or walk, specialized walk. So, sobra yung dami ng gastos. Aside from the actual gastos sa pagbiyahe, show money and everything. Although, W Copa National officers, they have this letter for solicitation, for sponsorships, but of course, yung ganon is for the general delegation, not sa individual. So for us, I have to help her and her mom to really create, I wrote our own sponsorship letter coming from PAC asking for financial help. Kasi for a certain category, that's 200K na eh. Kung marami ka pang category na salihan, so that's another isipin nyo yan. So it's very expensive. But, bringing pride and to the Philippines, I think that is worth naman, no? It's just that we really would like the government to help us with this. Well, technically, this has been an issue even for the sports committee naman na what more kami pa na sa performing arts na only a few people would know about W Copa. Ay, meron palang Talent Olympics. I didn't know that, right? So we're here to actually advocate that as well. Na it's not just about sports. Olympics can also be about performing arts. And it's now about time for Davao government to support us. Like Tagum is supporting their performers there. They even have their own event for musically inclined talents there. They have their K-pop events there that is being supported by the government and stuff. However, here, yung mga organizers lang, wala kaming masyadong nakukuhang support from the the local government. And I think it's about time that we also put that word out, and hopefully our local government will hear us that, hey, we have a lot of talented people here. Sa Kadayawan pa lang, nakita nyo naman kung gaano kaganda ang presentation ng mga, ang Drans nanalo, di ba? Sa Indak. And, it's not just about giving them the prize money, but of course, giving them the facility, giving them the financial support and stuff. Kasi yung iba dyan, nahihirapan paano yung mga damit na dadalhin, yung mga isusuot nila and stuff. Ivana has to bring a lot of gowns and dahil iba-iba yung mga walks niya eh. Hindi naman yan ipoprovide doon, no? So, those are the challenges. Aside from that, I think Ivana has also had to challenge balancing her academics and her time, no? Kaya nga, every Sunday, instead na nagpapahinga siya, nag-workshop siya. dumating na nga sa point na, sir, pagod na ako and stuff. But I have to encourage her because if she really wants this dream, might be just a stepping stone. Who knows? Ivana can be the next Lea Salonga or what, di ba? So, that's it. Yun ang pangarap ko na every people na matulungan ng PAC, every student, magkaroon ng pangalan not only just here in the Philippines, but in the international stage. So I hope I was able to answer the
Yes,
question.
thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Can we ask Ivana to please show her medal and stand up for photos? Uh-huh. What are those awards for?
This medal is when I won for a gold medalist for variety of acts. And for this medal, it shows that I got in for the grand finals. And this star is when I won for the grand champion,
For
junior
the
grand champion.
Junior division, because there's
This is the division.
two divisions, senior and junior division. So there po.
Aside from those prizes, did you have any cash awards?
Sadly, no.
Okay. So,
But the good thing about that is that they are W Copa International. They help them submit their portfolios to casting agencies internationally as well. So at least nagkaroon ng portfolio na expose ang portfolio nila internationally. Who knows if let's just say a certain company is looking for an Asian looking talent to promote their international brand, they can actually contact us. So yun po yung isa sa mga benefits naman po doon.
second round for Carlo.
Yeah. I know time is not giving naman, but I will give my ample time to ask the questions. Both of you can answer, Sir Eric and Miss Ivana. I don't know, Sir Eric, if you had any core memory that your talents had joined Mutya ng Davao. But is there a possibility that 3 years from now, Ivana would join the Mutya ng Davao or any national pageant?
Okay, thank you very much. Well, I'm dreaming for her to actually join those but of course it's only Ivana who can truly answer that. But that's my dream for her. Not only that, I wanted her to be an actress or a performer soon. So Ivana, would you like to add?
God can only tell if I can join Mutya ng Davao. But this upcoming December, it changed. This coming December, I will be going to Bangkok, Thailand to join a new pageant competition, which is Kid Star International Pageant.
The last one, Sir Eric, I know that this is a very intricate question, which I believe that, of course, with the experience that you had from Manila, then you brought it here in Davao. What's the feedback, of course, for the models who have been trained under the entertainment production?
Okay. First and foremost, kasi I've been trained by John Robert Powers. I have been certified trainer for ABS-CBN for basic acting and advanced acting workshops and stuff like that. So what PAC brings is not just like other agencies or academies here na yung mga mentors nila were former winners of pageants or whatnot. We have technical approach in our training, no? So, iba talaga. And then, our approach kasi is more of encouraging, like if a person feels down or we make sure that they realize their own potential, their inner potential. So, most of the time, they enjoy training under us because we develop a culture wherein every trainee feels like a family talaga. No, we tend to have that this culture, like after our training we eat out together and stuff. So it's more of a family. I train them to make sure that even if they are about to go home, they have to message me, na nakarating na sila sa bahay. When we eat out, I always train them na, oh, you fix the table. Ayaw ko nang aalis kayo ng makalat because dala nyo ang PAC name. So ito yung mga bagay na naibahan sila. Na it's not just about, like a mall recital kind of thing. If you join PAC, it's a long-term training, investment for yourself na talagang ipopropel namin kayo dun sa goal ninyo. We cannot promise na sisikat kayo kasi it all depends on the person, on the trainee. But what we can promise is that we can open those opportunities na pwede ninyong i-grab so that you guys can eventually shine bright and become the next big star. So, yan ang mga feedback nila na sa amin kasi ang training namin talaga is holistic. Holistic kasi iniisip namin na aanhin mo yung magaling ang skills and talents if zero tayo sa attitude and professionalism. So we make sure that that thing is na tanim namin sa mga trainees namin before we even train them sa skills. So ang bawat workshops namin palagi nang kasama ang personality development. So I hope that's
Thank you.
Thank you, Carlo. And the last question will come from Jay.
Hello po. Another online question po will be directed to the DCCII. So, you had the recent engagement with the Yunnan province of China. That has been the topic of the day last 2 days ago yata or nung Monday. The media has been asking if what were the key agreements or what are their particular interests in investing here in Davao, specifically the imports and the exports of our products po.
Actually, the meeting that was held 2 days ago, the ultimate goal is really business to business matching. So they brought their business sectors from the different sectors of Yunnan to Davao, so that they'll be able to match with our business here. So we brought sector coming from food, manufacturing, logistics, during that time.
Are they interested to invest also, ma'am, for our durian products here?
It was not mentioned, the durian itself, because they also have that product. But I think it would be part also of the arrangement or engagement that we have with them.
So we will be expecting a MOA between DCCII and the
Yes, definitely. That is one thing that we've discussed during that meeting of ours.
So this MOA, ma'am, is kanda po ba siya during the ASEAN Innovation Summit?
Yes. That's what we asked from them. Hopefully, it will be in time with the ASEAN Summit.
Yes, that's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
And then
you.
last question po for Miss Ivana. The online media has been itchy to ask this one. First of all, congratulations for winning the Junior Grand Champion. The question is there any opportunities open for Miss Ivana right now? Or are you being offered such as endorsements and etc., such as the other brands, sports brands?
I believe for now po, wala pa pong mga offer po sa akin. But hopefully soon, and for the opportunity, what I mentioned earlier, na I will join a new pageant competition po. But hopefully, merong mag-offer po.
Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Ivana.
Thank you po.
Congratulations and good luck
Thank
to your
you.
competition. That's all po.
Thank you very much. And it's time for our closing statements, a brief closing statements from our guests. We'd like to start with Dr. Mirasol Chu.
Yeah, I'd like to thank this opportunity, to promote the two big event of the Davao City Chamber, which is the first ASEAN Innovation Summit and the Davao Agri-Trade Expo that will be held on September 17 to 19. And I'd like to invite everyone to please participate. It could be a exhibitor or a participant. Then for our date, it would be a free This is for free. And for Innovation Summit, we have an assessment or registration fee for this. Thank you.
And John? Okay. Miss Ivana?
I would just like to say thank you for everyone who supported me. And I would like to thank the people, special people, especially for W Copa. Thank you, Tita Annie. Thank you, Tito Jerry, my National Director for W Copa, Team Philippines. And I would like to thank coaches, Tita Bernadette, Ate Camille, and for the Evolve Studio. Thank you so much for helping me for my aerial hoops. And I would like to thank my parents, my family, friends for supporting me since day one. And for Hanami Beauty Bar, thank you for giving me confidence within myself. And thank you po, Sir Eric. Thank you for my PAC family. And thank you for the media who came here and who gave an effort for this. And thank you also, PAC Manila. And I would just like to tell everyone to please support for my upcoming pageantry journey this December, Kids Star International Pageant Competition. Thank you so much.
I hope, we hope you also generate more support for your activities and good luck. Yes, Mr. Eric Mendoza?
Okay, thank you very much again for having us today. And I would just like to, of course, promote Philippine Artist Center Entertainment Production. So if you have children who are really aspiring to be a talent soon, or like being an actor or to join pageants and whatnot, you can inquire po and enroll your children sa amin po at Philippine PAC Entertainment Production Davao. We also have in Manila. So I have mentioned earlier, we have a list of courses that we offer. So it's a bit, pricey, but of course, it's definitely worth it kasi makikita naman we have actual proof. In fact, we have a roster of alumni who has been making their names international and national level na, no? So basically, that's it. Thank you very much. And we really ask for your support to the entertainment scene po. Yun lang po, and maraming salamat.
Thank you very much to our panelists. I hope this will not be the last time you're here to spread more interesting development stories for Mindanao and Davao City. Here's Iris.
On behalf of the Mindanao Development Authority, headed by our chairperson, Secretary Lea Teresa Magno, I would like to thank our guests, Sir John, Doc Mirasol, Miss Ivana, and Sir Eric. Good luck on your upcoming events. Of course, the Davao Agri-Trade Expo and the ASEAN Innovation Summit 2026 in September. And to Ivana, good luck on your upcoming event, including that one in December in Thailand, the Kids Star International. And to Sir Eric, good luck and all the best also to all the upcoming competitions and events and activities of the PAC Entertainment Production here in Davao. So thank you to our facilitator, Ms. Marilyn Roque. Thank you to our media friends present here today, our media friends monitoring online, our online viewers in our Minda Facebook page, our partners Ayala Mosa Brisa and Habi at Kape. Thank you very much, everyone. See you again next episode.